And okay, welcome back everyone to Strange Planet Podcast. And as I'm sure many of you have heard by now, we're just going to jump right in rather than beat around the bush here. But yeah, I guess earlier this week at the White House Correspondents Dinner, Trump was supposedly shot at yet again. Now, the reason why I say that, and feel free to leave your thoughts as well in the comments section, I am trying to pick brains here, and I've been seeing a lot of things online and social media, which is never a good, place to start. But my question to you guys at home and you guys right here in front of me as well too is, do you think it's staged at this point? Because we've been here, about a year or so ago, and things were a little fishy about that one too. And I feel like this one is kind of right up to par with the same thing. You know what I mean? So, what are your thoughts about what happened there and the result and the way it was handled and just the idea of it in general? What do you think?
All right, quick clarification. So Trump wasn't himself shot at. There was a shooting nearby in,
True.
the hotel in the Hilton there.
Right.
So the shooter was never in the room
With
with the
them.
president.
Right.
So um, why he's being charged with trying to assassinate the president, that is going to have to be based on evidence other than what actually transpired.
Right. Right.
As for whether it's staged, I see no concrete or even, suspicious evidence that it might have been staged. I think that, a lot of times when things happen now, there's like everyone's looking for a conspiracy theory.
True. And we're
Everyone's
not about that.
looking for, some explanation other than it is what it is. Now, when you're someone like Trump, who, let's be frank, he's not a nice person.
A
And
liar.
he's has a lot of power. He's going to have a lot of people angry with him. And statistically speaking, some of those people who are angry with him are going to take action. And you saw it, when he was running, you saw it in Florida with the person who was kind of camped out on the golf course waiting for
Mm-hmm.
him.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think there might have been one other incident. But, in this one, you had someone who, he was a teacher, I guess, or, he seemed, kind of normal or but we don't really know, who he is. I saw a video of him like speaking about, I think it was some type of wheelchair or something, that would help people or something like that. He seemed like a regular kind of guy,
Yeah, normal
nothing
person in a sense, right?
really off about him. But apparently he was inspired to take this action. And let me just be clear that, under no circumstances should, um, you know, there be political violence or attempted assassinations. But to answer your question, I don't think it was staged. I think, um, as far as the information that we have now, it's just another person who is, very angry with Trump and
You short circuited.
yeah, statistically, you know, with millions of people in America that are angry with Trump, one of them's going to go off every once in a while.
Right. The main reason why I questioned it and phrased it like that is because, like, I kind of do. I'm not going to lie here. I kind of think there's some funny business going on. But one of the main reasons why I bring it up is because how crazy is it that they've had White House Correspondents Dinners for over 100 years now, right? I think it goes back to at least 1920, doesn't it? I'm not 100% on that, but I'm pretty sure it's accurate.
I know it goes back a long time,
It does go
sure.
back, but go figure, never once did anything ever happen like that until now. And then adding to
Okay,
this,
but presidents have been shot at before.
yeah, but like that's
Reagan was
probably
shot, coming out of the same hotel. So,
right, right. But then like
um,
feeding more fuel to the fire to this is I just find it very interesting how when this happens, right? And like you said, he didn't even make it in the room. You know what I mean? It was nearby. But the thing that cracks me up the most is the only thing you heard from almost every Republican across the board is this is why we need a ballroom. No, we don't need the ballroom. And this is not why we need the ballroom. So it almost felt like this was, and if you check, there is like hundreds of tweets from all different members of the Republican Party, whether they're senators,
okay.
congressmen, whatever.
The
Go ahead.
So the Republicans, and they've shown this in the past, they're willing to capitalize on tragic incidents and circumstances
That's very
that,
true.
they're very quick to do that. They want to capitalize on misfortune or, some bad incident. I don't think that means that it was staged. They're just very adept at, you know, taking advantage of a situation and trying to uh, advance their own political ambitions.
I mean, that is also, yeah, that does make sense. I mean, Mark, how do you feel about this? You think it was arranged or what?
I absolutely think it's totally fake.
No kidding.
Now,
Okay.
to bring, see, in this situation, it's hard for me to bring evidence because I don't have access to any information that would be viable as evidence because I'm a civilian. And all that shit gets swept away under Trump's DOJ and all that nonsense. But hear me out. Put my little tinfoil hat on real quick so we can get the brain waves going.
Right.
It's This is coming from the king of lies.
Correct.
I don't believe the first one. I think it was a
I'm with you.
WWE Vince McMahon move with the I'm Hulk Hogan. I'm bleeding. Oh, I don't think that one was real either.
All right,
I mean,
so let me let me
granted,
let me let me just say real quick that I've my best assessment of that is that he didn't really get shot in the ear, but that a fragment of glass from the teleprompter was shattered and hit his ear and nicked it.
That
'Cause-
could be. That could be too, I suppose. Yeah, I could see why. I could that. I mean, it fits. You know what I mean? But at the
And
same time,
he wanted to act like he was shot. Oh, my ear!
yeah, right. He
Like,
just babied it. You know,
but I think really what happened was he got hit by a piece of glass and it just nicked his ear, and that's why you don't see,
any damage at
any
all right now.
real
Exactly my
damage.
point, which
Yeah.
is what I was getting to. Because if you look at his ear now, you would never know that happened. But if you look
mm,
at Holyfield's ear, you know it happened. But
mm.
anyway,
Yeah. I mean,
Re-
different scenario. But
reclaiming my time. Reclaiming my
yeah,
time.
reclaiming your time. Go ahead, shoot.
Well, I
I
mean,
mean,
all
go
right.
ahead, go.
This whole administration since the second coming of Trump has been nothing but like illusions after illusions. Just throw
Yeah.
shit to the wall and what sticks sticks.
Yep.
Oh, how can get shot at? We haven't done that in 6 months. Do it again. It's just I don't believe it's anything that happens in this mystery. He could be shaking hands with aliens, and I'd be like, oh, that's AI.
Right.
That didn't really happen.
Or the UFO will be redacted. But anyway.
Yeah, it's just some. It's just not. It's. I don't trust this administration.
Whatsoever.
sure,
I'm immediately at the point like this is fake. This is
Yeah.
bullshit.
sure.
It's to
But
distract from the fact that the Epstein files are not going away, and they're not going to go
And they
away
better not go
because we're going to
away.
keep
Yeah.
banging on this door until it does. I mean, what a pig! He hates the I forgot what it was, the girls volleyball team or some sports team that he had brought to the White House to acknowledge them as women of, you know, uh, acknowledgement of whatever they succeeded in. And what happens? He's got 5 or 6 old white guys up front, him, and then the women behind him. It's like, really, dude? Really? Just put them all the way in the back. Put the nosebleed section.
Yeah, right. Just put
He
them
has
up on
no
the fifth
respect.
floor.
He has no respect for anybody. whether it's you, me, his administration, the judges he puts in positions. Nobody. He doesn't even respect his own family. He was at
All
a
right, but
dinner.
does that mean that
No.
that doesn't mean that
It's
he's staged
but
it?
it shows what his character is like.
It's
Sure.
He is
Well,
a villain,
there's a
and
difference though, but
a villain will play puppet shows to make you think,
Mm.
oh no, they're shooting at him.
Yep.
Does anyone really
there's a
care at
difference
this
though
point?
between would he and
Did
did
he?
he?
That's fair too.
Would he if he could plan that and get away with it? Absolutely, absolutely, no
Oh, of
doubt. in my
course.
mind.
Did you read all of Project 2025?
Fuck no, it's like thousands of pages.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
pretty
like
sure there's some, contingency, things in there like, oh, if shit goes hit the fan, here's some rumping
No,
things.
the irony though.
no, they wouldn't put that in there.
You never
Project
know.
2025.
I know, probably wouldn't put that in
Project
there.
2025 was like a policy plan,
But all
a
right,
really radical
we're
policy
getting
plan.
off
but-
topic,
Control
but I'm just
plan.
saying, like, they definitely would have this as a card up their sleeve.
Yeah.
Whether you use it 2 or 3 times in the same go is a little too much. So maybe 1 or 2 of these might have been real.
One,
But
No, like you have a guy staked down on a golf course.
I mean, that wasn't
I
even
mean,
an
he had a
attempt. That was
gun.
somebody who just was
Right.
stupid.
He was
Yeah.
I mean, like
but
and this
my
he
problem.
didn't he didn't if he really wanted to stage it, the guy would have made it to the room and
No, they wouldn't have let it get
no,
that
that would be too obvious, I think, to be
Yeah.
totally honest.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the
it's-
reason why I think he didn't make it there. Yeah.
It has to be unmemorable. That's the problem with it. It has to be unmemorable. Can't be something you see out of a fucking
Yeah.
movie. Because then that's like, all right, that's a little too like scripted. What's going on with that? It has
oh
to look
well
like
the
it's
first one looked very scripted
Oh,
with
100%.
his fists in the air and
Yeah, he was
bloody
up there and they
face.
let him stay up
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
too. Like they were like
Yeah.
they
But
let
then again,
people on the roof. Like
Do you believe that one was real?
No, that was that if it wasn't pre-scripted, it was spontaneously scripted in terms of him raising the fist and then getting the angle of him
All right.
raising
I mean,
his
I
fist
can
with the
see
blood.
that, but
I
I
no
will agree
that
with
that
you that there's
it was that no, it was really at that point where I was like, oh shit, he can be reelected. And let me tell you something. That was like an iconic image. The first time when he got elected, there was also an iconic image of like when he stepped on stage at that at his what is it, where he got nominated.
I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember exactly.
Yeah,
I
so
don't want to
like
say
when he
anything
stepped
misleading.
on stage and there was like this shadow of him, like a huge shadow of him, like that was kind of like an iconic image. And I was like, as stupid as Trump and his people are, they know how to create propaganda and imagery that is effective toward people. And I
Oh, yeah.
immediately, recognize like those things for what they were.
I would say
And
also
I've realized that they would have power over a large number of people.
right. But one thing I did notice, a common factor between the two and the other one you were just bringing up there too, is it's always conveniently around the time his poll numbers are plummeting. Did you ever
Well,
realize
his
that?
poll numbers are always plummeting because
That's
he's always
true.
doing stupid shit.
But I just feel like that's just another, another red flag in the same sense. Like,
Not really.
had his poll numbers
I
been
mean,
up, would
look,
this have happened? I mean, who knows?
you're putting out a lot of circumstantial evidence, but nothing that really says like,
That
it was staged.
defines it.
Like, oh, his poll numbers are down. Come on.
Well,
Like,
but by doing something this stupid, what would happen? Oh, you remember like the first
right.
time? You know what I mean?
But
Evangelicals were calling him the savior, man.
Right,
Remember
but
that bullshit?
if he didn't do it, how is he supposed to prove that he didn't do it? Like his poll numbers are down. That's something he can't control other than by being a decent person.
But he's
maybe.
not. Yeah.
But that's just who he is.
Here's the real deal. Here's another reason. Maybe you'll see this. Do you remember it was before the ear situation, but it might have gone back actually as far as the debates with Hillary. It goes back to 2016. But do you remember he was up there, spouting his garbage and chaos and lies. somebody in the crowd, I think, attempted to come onto the stage. And if you watch that video back, he shit his pants and was grabbing the Secret Service guy for dear life. And he looked like he was going to shit his pants. I'm not even kidding. But if you look at his reaction to what happened last week, it's like two different people, dude. That's all I'm saying.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
it's like two different people. This
there
time it
was
looked
no
like
one
he
in
didn't
the
care.
room,
That
though.
time
There
he was
was no
shitting
one
his
in the
pants.
room. There was no one in the room.
Well,
He
I'm
never
just
made it to
saying
the
if
room. So
supposedly gunshots are going off in the next room, you know what I mean? You'd think you'd be a
we
little
don't even
worried
know
about it.
we don't even know if it's the next room. I don't know that it would. Maybe they heard them faintly. I don't know. There was some commotion. It looked like people in the room were unaware that anything was going on until, you had law enforcement rushing in and telling people to get down, and that's when people were reacting.
And I can also tell you
I
another.
doubt they were immediately aware of the gunshots. Like Trump said he heard something and he thought it was someone dropped a plate or
Oh,
a
because that
tray
sounds
or
the same
something
as a
like that.
gunshot, right?
Well, I mean, if it's taking place in another room,
a, bl-
who knows?
a gunshot and the plate breaking, they don't sound the same. One
Yeah, no,
shatters, the next one, pow! You could hear it. It could pierce the.
okay, but
Yeah,
I
you know what I mean.
mean, in a room full of people talking and something in the distant outside of the room, it's loud, but you don't really know what it is. Like, and you're not paying attention. There's conversations going on.
I'll tell you another sad fact about
You
this
don't
whole
really
thing, and
know.
that's true. But I'll tell you another sad fact about everything. The fact that we're even questioning this, though, lets you know how much of a
Okay,
failure he is. You know
so
what I mean?
this is all right. Hold on. What you're engaging in right now is exactly why people accuse, liberals of having Trump derangement syndrome. There's really no evidence that Trump was conspiring to do this. There are many bad things that Trump does and many bad effects that it has had on people. For instance, the Voting Rights Act took another hit this week, and so basically his court has all but destroyed the Voting Rights Act. He has jailed and deported millions of immigrants who um, have contributed to our country in valuable ways. He has done a lot of horrible things, and he.
You're really not making a case for yourself in my eyes right now.
Yeah, I kind of hear
What
you
do you
on that,
mean?
but go on.
No, what
You're
I'm
digging a
saying
hole
is
deeper right now.
he
I'm
has
saying what you're
done
saying. He's like he's
he
done
has
all
done
these
a lot
bad
of
things.
he has done a lot of horrible things. You can focus on those things for which there is plenty of evidence.
Sure.
But I don't think that there's any evidence that he conspired to stage an assassination in this instance.
How do you make a horrible person likable?
Hmm.
Turn them into a martyr.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, he already figured that out in his first election. He was a horrible person, and
Nothing
people
else
voted
is
for him.
working for him.
Yeah, think about it though. That's what he
Nothing
said
else
makes
is
a
It,
lot
it
of
working.
has
sense.
been working for him. He got elected. He doesn't care. He
But
has
he got
all the
elected on a
power.
lie. He got elected on a lie that he's now getting called out for because prices have not gone down.
Nope.
My eggs are
That's not
still
why
six
people
dollars,
voted
Mr.
for him,
President.
though. Maybe
But
some people, but for the most part, I don't think that's why people voted for him.
I
he
don't know
said
why anybody
himself.
would. I still have yet to hear a good reason
He
why you
said
would vote
himself
for
that
him,
he
to be
got elected
honest.
on groceries. The very good word, groceries.
That's not
Old
why.
word, good word though.
He was a vessel for that shit. He definitely was. And people
Yeah, no,
believed that he would do something
He is a
about it.
vessel. He is a vessel for people's grievances.
And
That's what
anger.
it is.
Yeah.
A
but
lot
he's
of
a
people are
liar.
angry.
But
No, no,
exactly.
no.
He ended up being a liar in the end.
Like a lot of people are upset in this country, both Democrats and
Of
Republicans.
course. And that's from
And
no one doing anything when you're
and
slipping back to Bush
Trump
and the
is a
Reagan era.
conduit through which people on the right can express their rage. If Democrats had someone similar on the left, I am sure that a lot of Democrats would support them too. We just don't have that person.
Because we don't believe in
They're
having.
also not a cult either.
Well, all right.
True.
Hold up.
Speaking of cults, did you know Trump wants to put his name on or his image on special editions of US passports?
Yeah, I
When
did
you go
hear
get a
that.
passport,
Doesn't he
you know,
have like
you
a
have
fucking golden statue at the PGA or some shit?
I did hear something
okay, but
about they did
sure, but
unveil
All
some
right,
bullshit like that.
this is a person
if
who's gone far beyond the lengths of wanting to be a political figure. He wants to be remembered as a god.
He's a
right,
He
pedophile.
wants to
That's what he
have
really
his
is.
image everywhere. He wants big, ungodly fucking structures built in his name. He wants the Nobel Peace Prize. He wants to bomb the shit out of Iran, which is, kind of an oxymoron, but whatever. It's
but you know,
he wants it all.
he complains, or people around him complain, oh, you can't call him a dictator or, a king or whatever. Well, why is he doing that type of dictator king type shit?
Right?
Like, they put their faces on money, which he wants to do. They, put their image on
And
passports or
And things where it don't
and
belong.
the Kennedy Center,
Right? Like what
which
the fuck is he?
is
Yeah.
named after a president who is not president and is deceased. So we're honoring his memory, not a person that's still in power right now.
Right?
We don't do that in democracies. We don't do that because that power is not supposed to be permanent.
so
It's a
here
grant of power temporarily by the people.
Yeah,
and
that's
and
true. That's
reclaiming
right.
my time, bringing it back full circle. This is my evidence. He does what he wants when he wants, and doesn't give
Regardless.
a crap about anybody else. So I would never put it past him. He has no credibility. So the
At
fact
all.
that
Yeah.
he got shot at, I don't believe it. Everything else he's done is a lie. Why should I believe this?
All right, but
Exactly.
he didn't get
Yes.
shot at. He wasn't in the same
Well, no,
room.
I know, but they're making it seem like an
They were
attempt on
trying to make it look
life.
like that was the case. If you, yeah, the media
As
doesn't
far
help.
as we
That's for
know,
sure.
some waiter could have been banging this guy's wife, and he went to go kill him.
That's
know
a
what I'm
big
saying?
that's you know what I mean. That's a possibility. You never know.
It's just
Okay,
Just as much
but
as you think it's not
that's all
a
I'm saying is
stage situation.
all I'm saying is,
I don't know.
yes, we lean on this country that innocent until proven guilty. So we must say he's innocent until proven that he set this up. But
No,
Mm.
it's not
given
even that.
everything that he's done up to this point, I do not see a scenario where he actually got shot at by someone who took the time and effort to try to do it and failed miserably. Because if somebody really wanted to do it, they probably could get a little farther than he did. But
Yeah, that's
No,
that's
probably not.
that's the thing. Nobody wants to do it because nobody wants to do that kind of stuff in this country unless they're fucking psycho. But I just don't think it.
Have
I
you
don't think
met
it's
this country before? Do you know how many mass
yes. One's
shooters
running
there
the
have been?
country.
yeah. We have more
No, but
gun
I'm
laws than
saying
we
we have
do
we
for
have a lot of
people.
mass shootings from mentally deranged people. So it could happen, but
Well,
what I'm saying
I'm
is
at the
that,
boy who
like,
cried
there's no
wolf level.
evidence. You're saying that because Trump is a bad person and you wouldn't put it past him, therefore that means that it's likely to be staged. Yeah, that's not enough evidence.
I don't know. I just go by what I saw. And when I saw the video and I saw
Well,
the few videos that have been out, and I saw not only just his, elephant ass and the little Keebler elf Vance next to him, I'm talking about like everybody else that was in that room. There were some people when this went off, they were just sitting there eating, carrying on like nothing even happened.
and
Now, if
his
that
team
was a
after
Okay,
serious
that,
but
threat, do you
there's
think that they would be a little scared? I think so. If there's a
even
gun
his
nut
speech
nearby,
after the fact, he was like
you know what I
joking.
mean? Like it just doesn't add up. I'm telling you, there's some
well,
things
again,
about it
it
that don't
wasn't
add up.
in that room.
It doesn't matter what room it's
So,
in. If there's a madman with a nut and you're anywhere near it, you're not going to be all calm eating your cake. You're at the table pretending nothing's happening. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? You're going to be under that table more than likely, hoping you don't get hit or the whack job don't come in the room. You know what I mean? That's not what you
well, the
saw in
guy,
any of
the
these
guy that went
videos.
viral for that, he explained that, he was old and couldn't really,
That's
maneuver
bullshit.
himself.
I'm sorry.
Okay. So
I'm
he's
sorry.
in on it, and who
I'm
else
not
is in
saying
on
he's in on it, but I'm
I
just saying
mean,
he was
well,
very
you're saying it's
relaxed.
bullshit. Like,
I'm
that's
just
a
saying
very
that
strong word. I
I'll tell
mean,
you one
like,
thing. The next time you're at some kind of major dinner at some banquet hall, for whatever the reason may be, if God forbid something like this ever happened, I guarantee you everybody in that room that you're going to be in is not going to be sitting there still eating their meal pretending nothing's happening.
Well,
You know
if
what I
nothing
mean?
was happening in the room, if time went on, like, okay, fuck it, I'll finish my salad.
Like I
Like,
saw some people were under the tables and stuff. There was plenty of people that were like, ducking and getting ready for cover. But there was more people that just seemed like they were carrying on, like, oh, that's just, the
uh,
construction site next door, folks. Like,
I
you know
don't
what I
know. I
mean?
think that's an exaggeration of what was taking place. There
I
were
don't
people
know.
who were afraid in that room.
I'm just saying that I
Um,
think it's very possible that it could be. You know what I mean? As much as that
Well,
people say it's not, I think it's just like the first one. I feel like the first one, the same story. But on a side note, on a side note here, the interesting thing was I read something which you probably may have even seen. Apparently, the whoever the gun nut was, he had some kind of manifesto or whatever, and he was saying he was pissed off. He technically Trump's name he never even said in the manifesto. He said he was tired of Republicans, I think, something about them being pedophiles, rapists, and like greedy pieces of shit, or something along the lines of that. But the irony is, when this was said, I think if you remember, Trump was like interviewed. I forget who was covering it. It might have been CBS. I don't remember who the hell it was. But when the interviewer was talking to him, revealing this information to him, Trump immediately went on the defensive end and said, I am not a rapist. I am not a pedophile. First part of that is wrong. He was already proven to be a racist. That's why he had to pay $90 million to Eugene Carroll, if you remember. So technically, he lied on television right there when he is a rapist because he already was proven by, a court saying that he was and he had to pay. The pedophile part is still on the line because the Epstein files are still redacted. You see what I'm saying? So, like, there isn't any truth coming out.
no.
It's all bullshit about everything at this point. And that's where the real problem lies because, especially when it comes to news and media, the lies are always free. But if you want actually news, it's subscription based. Interesting how that works, right? So, what do you think about that? You know what I mean? So, that's all I'm saying. So, like, there's just he's such an untrustworthy person. That's the reason why I think me and Mark and probably many others believe that this is the case. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say
right,
this about
but
Bush. I wouldn't say this about Obama. I
an
wouldn't say this about Biden.
untrustworthy person, that's just a character trait of his. That doesn't
That's not something the
provide
president of the
any
United States should
evidence
have,
that
though.
something. Sure, that's I didn't recommend
Yeah.
voting for him.
Yeah,
Well, I
you know what I
didn't
mean?
vote for
Like,
him.
the
But that
president's supposed
does
to be a
not
trustworthy
that doesn't
person.
just because he's an untrustworthy person doesn't mean that anything a threat against his life or anything that happens like that is fake. You have to have more evidence than that, at least to convince me that it's fake.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
Well,
think by jumping, you know, the gun on that, no pun intended, that adds fuel to the fire and the accusations that MAGA Republicans make that liberals have Trump derangement syndrome
If you
because
if you
I
ask
don't.
me,
if
if you
if
ask me though, they are the ones that have Trump derangement syndrome because they think
sure.
he's a messenger from God.
Well,
Like,
I mean,
you can't
they
make this up,
ignore
huh?
no, they ignore a lot of the bad shit he does. I believe that a lot of Trump supporters are deranged because they ignore a lot of the bad shit he does, ignore the promises he's made that he's broken, ignore, a lot of things that um, he has done and just, attack Democrats for everything and blame Democrats for everything. But at the same time, you can't just say that, oh, because he's an untrustworthy person, every bad thing that, can happen to him if he gets a threat against his life is staged.
No,
Like
no, that's true. I'll give you that one.
there's just no evidence of that. You have to supply more than that.
Here,
Would
here's
he
my
do it?
evidence.
Is he an evil enough person to do that? I'm sure that he is.
That's my
But
point
I
right
think,
there.
but I think that when you're going to make that accusation, you need, hard evidence. You need,
Okay,
you know,
fair. That is very fair.
that's a high bar.
While I'm not actually going to go get evidence because, honestly, I don't care. I don't care that his life was attempted on. I don't care if it happens again. It's just, I'm at the
It might too.
boy who cried wolf level with Trump. Whatever his woes are in the future, I don't care.
Well,
Because what he's done to this country,
Yeah.
with the inflation, with the whole
war.
freaking COVID thing that happened in his last fucking term, because he
The
let that
war.
fucking ride, and just everything to this point, what he's done with the voting rights, with women's friggin'
reproductive rights,
reproductive rights and everything, and he's still going for more. He wants to run a third term.
Like you just said, he destroyed the Voting Rights Act now
because he
too.
wants to be king of America.
Look, he's already stopped his next attacker, because guess what? James Comey is indicted again.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
This time for a picture of seashells saying 86 Trump.
649 or
8647. Like,
impeach Trump. There you go.
They are the pettiest pieces of shit ever. I'm telling you, they really are.
It's ridiculous.
It's a waste of millions of taxpayer dollars.
And that's another thing.
Yep.
How much money he's wasting of our fucking money he's wasting.
You're exactly on a war,
exactly. He's already raising prices due to his war. I have to pay higher gas prices. I have to pay higher grocery prices.
Yep.
I have to pay higher prices for goods and services that are imported. Yep. He's already taking money out of my pocket.
And now he's spending more of it.
And now he's spending more on his fucking ballroom, on his fucking, like, to put his picture on things, to put his name on things. Like, I don't want that shit coming out of my fucking hard-earned cash.
No,
like,
he's supposedly a billionaire, so why can't he just pay for it? You know what I mean? A prick if he wants.
Because that's why he is a billionaire. Yeah. Because he doesn't pay for anything. He lets other people pay for it.
That's big fact.
And that's such a weird fucking thing. Even with other than him, rich people go into areas and they get shit for free. It's like that should be the other way around.
You would think, right?
Go into areas and buy everybody's shit.
I tell you, this is one fucked up country.
When you're wealthy, like, other people give you money.
Yeah, they just give you shit. Apparently,
so stupid.
You got to get rich to you know what I mean, get all this freebies. I guess everyone else can go fuck themselves.
Yeah,
I tell you, man, this country is one fucked up mess, man. It really is. And I hate to say it, if we continue in this road that we're at, I mean, the only saving grace we have is, coming this November if we're lucky. You know what I mean? Which it's looking good that it's going to be Democrats are going to clean up house there, but let's hope.
I don't know anymore, man.
But let's just hope that
with what happened in Virginia, what's happening in Virginia right now, I'm fucking scared. Because we can't even redistrict fucking areas because Republicans can do it and get nothing, done to them. We try to do it and they're like, oh no,
right?
That's not going to happen. Reverse that, please.
Yeah, it's funny you say that too, because like realistically, that would technically turn Virginia blue. So it's almost like that's the way it should be, but they're keeping the gerrymandering to make sure it don't. So
Virginia's already blue. They just want to make it more blue.
Yeah. But it's just like, I'm telling you, man, like I really like the trajectory this country is going is right off a fucking cliff at this point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So like, unless something changes quick, I sense a depression coming, to be honest. I sense
total fucking collapse.
Yeah, I can see a depression coming around the corner. Fuck a recession. I see a depression coming. And actually, if you think about it, annually, we're almost up to date with it. So, you know what I mean? It's almost right on time.
You know what our biggest problem is in this country?
Idiocy.
And it's the one thing that we have in this country that all of the countries don't have. And it's going to sound weird saying it, but it's an identity. We don't have an identity.
Well,
everybody in England is English. Everybody in Russia is Russian. Whether there's immigrants there, it means nothing. We are an entire country of immigrants.
Made up of everybody, yeah.
Who's in control?
Right now, a dictator.
Well, there's an American identity.
American is an ideology. It's not necessarily an identity.
It's actually an embarrassment at this point.
You can identify as an American, and there are certain things that
the wholesome
have and
ideology of America is sound. It's just that when you get corrupt people running the show, you no longer govern their people. They govern the banks. They govern the rich. Yeah. And everything else is just
insider trading and everything else. They can do whatever the fuck they want.
But there's wealth. There's massive wealth inequality in the UK.
Not like here. I mean, it's probably
Yeah, there
not
is.
great there.
Oh yeah, there
But
is.
where's
Is it as bad as
where's
this
the
shithole? Really?
Oh
Like,
yeah, yeah,
no kidding, really. That's news
yeah.
to me if that's true.
Now
Interesting.
they have a better social safety net than America does.
I can believe that. We don't have anything for our people. And if anything, like
again
Mark was just
because
saying, they're taking it all away at this point.
yeah, at this point they're taking
Yeah.
everything away.
You know what I mean? Like this
And they're
is,
coming for your social security.
I
Just
feel,
wait.
I feel,
Just
yeah.
wait.
Well, Elon Musk apparently has all that information still. So God knows what's happening with that at this point. You know what I mean? But
I fucking
this
can't.
is one country, though, that I've realized they just don't give a fuck about their people. Only the rich. That's the only thing they care about. Everybody else, they don't give a flying fuck about you or anybody you know. Unless you're a millionaire or a billionaire, preferably more a billionaire at this point. You know what I mean? But it's just sad to see, man, because like this used to be a great place, and the direction this country is going, like I said, is right off a fucking cliff. And I hate to say it, beyond that cliff is a depression, because what's going to happen when the billionaires drain all the money in the Federal Reserve? The dollar is going to be useless.
Better prisons, free
Yeah.
labor.
Well, you can't really
Exactly.
drain all the money in the Federal Reserve because they'll just print more. But
And
go
then, but
on.
that'll make the value of the dollar even less than it already is going.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So like the money's you're gonna have to just burn it to
Keep
provide
warm.
heat in your house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? You could use it as rolling paper for your weed, maybe.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't do
using
that because it's
Bible
laced with
paper.
coke, probably. So don't do that. But you know what I mean? But like, yeah, like don't do that. I couldn't stress that more.
Yeah,
But like, yeah, like it's just sad to see, man, because like no one's doing shit about anything right now. He's just fucking shit up worse and worse by the day. And we're all just sitting in the back of the plane, you know what I mean? Just hoping eventually the autopilot or something kicks in a fucking flight.
Well,
then
the
we can go
problem
back
is he's
to,
still
you
got
know,
2 more years of control, unless
Yeah.
we can impeach him, which is an impossibility at this point.
yeah, well, after November is when we're going to see about that. And all right, everyone, that's all we got for this week on Strange Planet Podcast. New episodes will be every Friday on YouTube. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and tell us what you think. And we will see you next week.